Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. We have some exciting news to share with you. I apologize for starting a little bit late, but that's the risk we take at the end of the day in Paris. Schedules get a little crazy, but here we are. So I am Fred Cromer, the president of Bombardier Commercial Aircraft. We are pleased to welcome you at the Bombardier Pavilion today. Our presence at the air show has been pretty strong so far. And this afternoon we are here once again to talk about the Q400 and how it helps airlines build their network. The Q400 is a very attractive product for airlines looking for a turboprop offering high capacity, versatility, and excellent cost efficiency. The recent orders that we've talked about are great examples of the Q400's success story and the value it creates for clients around the world. I must admit it's very exciting to feel this strong momentum today. This momentum around the Q400 aircraft program started even before the air show. As you know, on June 9th, we announced an order for 5 Q400 aircraft from an undisclosed customer. And today, I am very happy to reveal to you that the previously undisclosed customer is Ethiopian Airlines. With this order, Ethiopian will now be operating the largest fleet of Q400 aircraft in Africa, increasing its fleet of Bombardier turboprops to 24 aircraft. Ethiopian is the fastest growing airline in Africa, and our relationship with this award-winning airline extends beyond straight buyer and seller relationship. As an authorized service facility for the Q400, Ethiopian also operates the only Q400 aircraft flight simulator in Africa and has worked closely with us to support other Q400 aircraft operators in the region. This is the 4th time that Ethiopian is repeating an order for the Q400 aircraft, and this additional order is a testament of the aircraft's outstanding attributes. Today, I want to thank Mr. Tewaldi, CEO of Ethiopian, and his team for being a great partner and for renewing their trust in Bombardier and in the Q400. I would now like to invite Tewaldi to the stage, share a few words, and then join me in a signing ceremony.
Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to express our passion for the Q400. We have been operating the airplane for the last 7 years, since 2010, and a little bit earlier. And we are very passionate about the airplane, not only in Ethiopia, but also in the continent of Africa. It's a very economical airplane, a speed between a turboprop and a jet. So it is the right airplane for the continent where the traffic base is still low and small markets, fragmented markets for the most popular jet airplanes, either the Boeing 737 or the A320. So we have been very successful with the Q400. So much so that we have asked Bombardier to reconfigure the airplane between in the original capacity of all economy airplane to a dual class airplane. So the dual class business and economy and a turboprop aircraft is very now popular in the continent, and we can be a role model, a witness of the success of the airplane. And we have 14 of them in service in Ethiopia today, 3 of them in service in our subsidiary in Togo in West Africa, and an airplane in Malawi, and few airplanes in DRC, and so on. But this number of airplanes could be small in terms of global numbers, but I think the future of the airplane in the continent is very, very large. So we are going to increase 5 airplanes right now. But I think that is a very conservative number. We have accountants in Ethiopian Airlines, so we have to be careful. We have also lawyers in Ethiopian Airlines. Otherwise, if it was not for the lawyers and accountants, I would have gone for 10 right now. So it's a very successful airplane, very economical in terms of speed, performance, and we're going to build the airplane in the continent. I think Ethiopian Airlines is the largest airline in the continent of Africa and the most successful. And in terms of small and fragmented markets between countries in the continent, it is the right airplane, the right size, the right economics, the right technology. African countries, unfortunately, do not trade as much among themselves. So the largest trading partner of Africa is Europe, followed by China. But very unfortunately, we trade very low volume among ourselves. Europe today trades more than 60% of its total trade among European countries. But if you take that number to Africa, it's only 12 to 15%. It's very, very low. So that is going to increase, and that's going to change very, very rapidly. And the airplane will be in the middle of that change in the continent. So the future of the airplane in the continent is immense and unlimited. So whether in the large countries like the DRC, very large country in the continent in terms of land mass, and the richest natural resources in the continent. The CIA has it that the DRC worths more than 17 trillion US dollars of natural resources and minerals. So this is huge natural resources and huge opportunities for all of us here in aviation. And I think Ethiopian Airlines has been leading in the continent. It will continue to lead the continent. And the Bombardier Q400, in terms of connectivity, air connectivity in the continent, comes in the forefront and leadership role. And I'm very happy today to express our happiness, our satisfaction, and appreciation of gratitude and gratefulness to the Bombardier team for working with us, and side by side the Pratt & Whitney Canada for the engine. We've just discussed on means and ways of improving, because at the end of the day there is always room for improvement, continuous improvement. So let me express my thanks and appreciation to the Bombardier team, Alan, Fred, and my good friend Samir, always with me in the continent. He's a very good salesman, whether it is in southern part or eastern, western, and central part. As we speak today, we have 10 projects in the continent. African countries ready to re-establish their national carriers. Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Madagascar, Mozambique, Uganda, of course, increasing numbers in Rwanda, Chad, DRC, Equatorial Guinea, Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, and so on. So it's a very bright future for the fleet. So once again, thank you for all of you for joining us this important milestone, important event today. As I said, on the numbers it's 5, but trust me, it's going to be it's going to be 10 or more very quickly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You guys want to hear first?
up here.
Huh?
There we go. Very good. That's what you're on. Perfect. Okay. Look here. Actually, if you want to just carry the whole sauce. Thank you. Perfect. Look here. Okay. Yeah, sorry, if I could just sit you back down. Sure. What I do this. Could you actually allow the camera between you so you can nice and close together? Okay. That's great. So you're afraid of that. Right, that's it. Fantastic. Now, ladies, what I'd like to do, can I get you a little bit closer? What I want you to do, if I could just lean your heads in together there, just a little bit closer. Fantastic. If I could just bring you over that shoulder, over that shoulder. Brilliant. Okay. Sorry, can you just keep it to the fore? Just sure. Give it a second, and just lean forward then. Brilliant. You got it. You got it. I need some big smiles back this way. Fantastic. That's lovely. Looking straight down into the camera, down here. Lovely. Just bring the head back down towards me. That's brilliant. Around front, just make sure we can see it. Okay, guys, everybody back in towards me this way. Yeah. Lovely.
Okay, we've got our Chief Executive as well in the middle.
Okay, guys, just going to move back a little bit, please. Perfect. Yeah, there you go. You guys want to turn the airplane towards us? Just a little bit?
Turn it towards you.
That's it. Perfect. Okay, look here first, and then we'll let everybody else get their picture. You just want to lean in just a bit? Perfect, like that. Excellent. Look here. One more. One by one.
Okay, and then everyone back down towards me, back down this way. That's back. Okay. Perfect.
Great. Thank you.
So we're going to sit down for just a minute. Okay. All right. I'm not sure what this is. Don't sit there. Okay, we have. This is obviously exciting news, but we have another piece of news to present. In addition to the announcement today, Ethiopian has recently won the Airline Reliability Performance Award, and this is the 6th time that they've won the award. And this was recently announced, but we have not yet presented them with the award. So I'm going to call upon Todd Young, Vice President, Customer Services in the Q400 program, to come and present this award. And have a short question and answer period with our special guests. So we have Natalie and I believe Annabelle with microphones, or Simon has a microphone here in the back. So if you'd like to ask a question, please just raise your hand and we'll come to you with a microphone, and please identify yourself and the media that you represent.
Hi, I'm Helen Massey-Beresford from Aviation Week. I just wondered if you will be using these aircraft on new routes or to increase frequencies on existing.
Can you come forward, please?
Or existing.
I think it's both. Okay, it's both. We're going to use the airplanes for existing routes, adding more frequencies in Ethiopia, and also new routes between Ethiopia and the neighboring countries. We call them the neighboring countries. And also we're going to put the airplane in new routes where we are going to establish new hubs. As I said, in Togo, as our West African hub with ASCAI, and Malawian as our Southern African hub, and the new one in Zambia. Zambia is centrally located in Southern Africa, so connecting with South Africa, with Namibia, Botswana, Mozambique, Malawi, Tanzania, and DRC, and so on. So the answer is for both.
Any more questions? Next question.
Hi, Dominic Perry from Flight Global. You talked briefly about there being always room for improvement, and I wondered if you could clarify what you meant by that. Was that an airframe or an engine thing that you were looking for improvement on?
Well, the Japanese call it Kaizen, so there is always room for improvement. So continuous improvement, small improvements, I would say in everything that we do in terms of our own processes, our own maintenance processes, our own flight operation processes, but also on the airframe and the engine. And I would say particularly on the engine, because the African operating environment is very challenging in terms of underdeveloped infrastructure, high altitudes, high temperature, so the engine is facing a very challenging environment. So we want to work with our colleagues at Pratt & Whitney to find means and ways of improving performance. That's what I mean.
Okay, we have a question here.
I'm Anil Mathur from Show Daily and from India. One question for you. So as you know, India is going into a big, what we call regional connectivity, linking some smaller places. So do you have plans of entering that market?
So we had an announcement earlier today where we'll be providing additional Q400s to SpiceJet Airlines. That's their strategy in their region. And Ethiopian has articulated their strategy for their region with the surrounding communities with the additional aircraft. So we're focused on both regions, and we're so happy to have a successful operator reordering just like we had earlier today. Thank you.
This is Assistant Air Schultz from BIS Travel Germany. As far as new regional markets are concerned in Africa, do you still face many kinds of protectionism when Ethiopian wants to open a new regional route? How is the current status in Africa so that African states acknowledge the leading role of Ethiopian?
I think the entire continent of Africa is still under low level of understanding of aviation and the importance and the value of aviation in terms of its contribution to socio-economic development in the continent. Is the awareness and the level of consciousness in terms of contribution is not as much as what we get in Europe and America. As a result of that low level of understanding, we see sometimes we see some protectionist regulation in some parts of Africa, but I don't think they are well thought, well analyzed, because, you know, if you look at it in a nutshell, 80% of the traffic between Africa and the rest of the world is controlled by non-African carriers. So this is a big concern for every African country, including Ethiopian Airlines. So because of that concern, there is collateral damage on protectionism within the continent, in terms of connectivity within the continent. So although the connectivity, air connectivity within the continent is much to be desired, but because of the concern of the market share imbalance between Africa and the rest of the world, So we see that protectionism.
Maybe one more question, if anybody has one.
Is that it for the Q400 this show, or are we going to see more orders?
We still have a few more days left, so we'll see. Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone for attending.